Did you know that cheese is older than written history? Its origins possibly lie in the Middle East or Central Asia over 7,500 years ago. An integral part of our culinary landscape, cheese has been crafted, savored, and enjoyed for millennia all around the globe. From the sharp tang of a mature cheddar to the creamy richness of brie, the world of cheese is as diverse as it is delicious. And today, we're delving into the fascinating process of how cheese is made. Cheese crafting begins with the most basic ingredient: milk. This humble liquid is the genesis of our cheesy journey. It's not just any milk that gets to ascend into the realm of cheese, oh no. The milk for cheese making is carefully sourced, often from cows, goats, or sheep. Each type of milk offers its own unique flavor profile, influencing the final taste of the cheese. Now, imagine a dairy farm at dawn. The air is fresh, the sun is just peeking over the horizon, and the cows are mooing softly in anticipation of their morning milking. The milk is collected with great care, ensuring its freshness and purity. It's a testament to the symbiotic relationship between us and these gentle creatures, a relationship that allows us to enjoy the delicious cheeses we love. Once collected, the milk is promptly transported to the cheese-making facility. Here, it's greeted by the warmth of controlled heating, a process that readies the milk for the next phase of its transformation. It's like a warm welcome for our milk, preparing it for the magical journey ahead. Now here's where the real alchemy begins. Bacteria cultures are introduced to the warmed milk. These aren't just any bacteria, they're specific strains, each playing a crucial role in the cheese-making process. These microscopic maestros are the unsung heroes of the cheese world, working tirelessly to transform the milk. As the bacteria cultures work their magic, they convert lactose, the sugar in milk, into lactic acid. This process initiates the curdling of the milk, turning it from a liquid into a semi-solid state. It's a fascinating spectacle of nature, watching this transformation take place. But our milk's journey doesn't end there. This curdling process sets the stage for what's to come, the formation of curds. These curds, still nascent and innocent, hold within them the promise of the delicious cheese that is yet to come. This process transforms our simple milk into something a little more complex: curds. And with that, our milk has taken the first step in its journey from cow to curd, embarking on a path that will eventually lead it to become the cheese we all know and love. Now the real magic begins with curdling. In the world of cheese making, curdling is akin to an artist working with their canvas, bringing out the beauty from the mundane. The process begins with the introduction of a rather special ingredient: rennet. Rennet is a complex set of enzymes, often derived from the stomachs of ruminant animals, though there are also vegetarian and microbial alternatives available. Now you might be wondering, why rennet? Well, rennet plays a crucial role in cheese making. It's the catalyst that sets off the curdling process. When added to the milk, it causes the proteins, primarily casein, to coagulate, turning the liquid milk into a semi-solid state. This process is the birth of curds. However, our curds at this stage are still quite large and contain a significant amount of liquid. So, to drain out the excess whey, the curds are cut into smaller pieces. The size of the curd pieces will impact the final texture of the cheese. Larger curds will retain more moisture, resulting in a softer cheese, while smaller curds will expel more whey, leading to a firmer cheese. This cutting process is delicate and requires a keen eye and a steady hand. It's much like a sculptor chipping away at a block of marble, revealing the masterpiece within. Each cut, each movement, is done with precision and care, ensuring that the curds are just the right size for the type of cheese being made. Once the curds have been cut, they're gently stirred, which encourages the expulsion of more whey. This process, called syneresis, is essentially the curds contracting and pressing out the whey. It's a fascinating dance of chemistry and physics, all happening right there in the cheese vat. So, there you have it. That's the art of curdling, where milk transforms into curds and whey, setting the stage for the next phase of cheese making. With that, we've successfully formed our curds and whey. Our curds are now ready for the next phase: pressing. This is where the transformation from curd to cheese truly begins. It's like the caterpillar entering its chrysalis, poised to emerge as a butterfly. Except here, we're dealing with curds and cheese, not insects. So how does pressing work? Well, it's quite straightforward. The curds are placed into a mold, which is essentially a shaping device. This isn't the kind of mold you'd find growing on a piece of old bread, mind you. It's a clean sanitary container, often made of stainless steel or food-grade plastic. Once the curds are in the mold, it's time to apply pressure. This isn't just a slight squeeze either. We're talking about a substantial amount of force, enough to make the curds think twice about their life choices. Jokes apart, the pressing process helps to expel any remaining liquid or whey from the curds. This step is vital for achieving the desired texture and firmness of the cheese. Now, you might be wondering, why is the pressing process so important? Well, it's all about control. By controlling the amount of pressure and the duration of pressing, cheesemakers can influence the final characteristics of the cheese. A short, gentle press might result in a soft and creamy cheese, while a more intense, longer press could yield a hard, firm cheese. The pressing process also has another crucial role. It helps the curds to knit together, forming a single solid mass. This is what gives cheese its characteristic shape, whether it's a wheel, a block, or a wedge. So after all that pressing and expelling of whey, what are we left with? A solid mass of curds on the brink of becoming cheese. The transformation isn't complete just yet, but we're one step closer to our final goal. And voila, we've pressed our curds into a solid block. Now, let's see what happens next in the fascinating journey of cheese making. Now we're on to the final and most crucial part of cheese making, aging. Just like a good wine, cheese too needs time to reach its full potential. The aging process, or affinage as the French call it, is where the magic truly happens. It's this step that transforms simple curds into the delectable cheese we all know and love. Picture this. After our cheese has been shaped and salted, it's taken to a special aging room. This is no ordinary room, mind you. It's a carefully controlled environment where the temperature and humidity are just right. It's here that our cheese will spend the next few days, weeks, or even years, slowly maturing. Now you might wonder, why all this fuss? Why not just eat the cheese right away? Well, it's during this aging process that cheese develops its unique flavor and texture. You see, the bacteria we introduced during the curdling process are still at work. They're busy breaking down the proteins and fats in the cheese, creating all those lovely flavors and aromas we associate with different types of cheese. And it's not just about flavor. The aging process also affects the texture of the cheese. A young cheese might be soft and creamy, while an aged cheese could be hard and crumbly. It's a fascinating transformation, one that requires patience and skill. The duration of aging can vary greatly. Some cheeses, like fresh mozzarella or ricotta, are eaten within a few days of being made. Others, such as cheddar or parmesan, can be aged for several months or even years. The longer a cheese is aged, the stronger and more complex its flavor becomes. This is the art and science of cheese aging. It takes a simple curd and turns it into a culinary masterpiece, brimming with flavor and character. It's a testament to the skill and patience of the cheesemaker, who knows just when the cheese has reached its peak. And there we have it. Our milk has transformed into a delicious block of cheese. From cow to curd, curd to cheese. It's a journey that's both fascinating and delicious. So, how do we go from a simple glass of milk to a delicious block of cheese? Let's take a swift trip back through the captivating process of cheese making. It all begins with our humble starting point, a glass of milk. But not just any milk, no, it's specially sourced from our bovine friends. The next step is what we might call the souring stage. We introduce certain bacteria into the milk, turning it from sweet to sour. This bacteria is a crucial component, helping us achieve that distinctive, cheesy taste we all know and love. Following the souring stage, we add a coagulant, specifically rennet, to the mix. This causes our soured milk to form into clumps, or curds, and whey. This is where the magic starts to happen. The transformation from liquid to solid begins. The curds then embark on a journey of their own. They're cut, cooked, and pressed. This process helps remove the whey and shape our curds into the familiar form of a cheese block, but we're not done yet. The final transformation occurs during the aging process. This is where our cheese develops its unique character, texture, and flavor. It may be a quick process for some cheeses, and a significantly longer one for others. But it's a crucial step that gives each cheese its individual charm. And that, my friends, is the wonderful journey of cheese making. Turns out, there's a lot more to our beloved cheese than meets the eye.